Thanks so much for tuning in to another edition of the Bloody Legends with Jai That Aussie Metal Guy and Jim Taylor. Make sure you're a Bloody Legend and hit that like and subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the great content from these Bloody Legends. G'day, hey, how you all going? It's Jai That Aussie Metal Guy here and my awesome co-host Jim Taylor. It's time for another edition of the Bloody Legends. Tonight, wherever you are in the world, it's a great pleasure that we have Mr. fucking Glen Benton, death metal legend himself. Glenn, thank you so much for joining me, my friend.
What's up, fellas?
Man,
Doing great, sir.
Yeah, dude, this is an absolute pleasure, mate. This album is the 13th studio album from Deicide. It's an absolute fucking ripper, man. And dude, really fucking great album to come back after 6 years from the overtures of Blasphemy, man. Absolutely ripping, getting some rave responses. Tell us all about it, dude.
Yeah, I'm glad that everybody loving it, man. It's been overwhelming, the response for this record. Yeah, man, it's refreshing for me, man. I mean, to be doing this late in life and still being able to put out quality shit, man. It's I dig it.
Oh yeah, dude. It's been over 30 plus years of Deicide, dude. Did you see yourself kind of still being here and doing this, man, and still fucking breaking through barriers and just delivering the goods like you are?
Man, you know what? Every record you do, you just, you throw shit on the wall and see what sticks. And this time, a lot of it's stuck on the wall. Yeah.
Wow. How long did it take you to write?
I would say, you know what? We, each one of us wrote 3 songs. Me, Kevin, and Steve wrote our 3 songs before Taylor came into the mix. So, yeah, I would say like a song a week. Every couple practices we would put a song together, and we rehearse. A week, once a week, twice a week, and that. So we had our songs put together probably within a month or 2. And then Taylor came in and we put his together within a few weeks, and it went by. The writing process is quick, man. That part is just coming back and refining things, and then listening to it and then critiquing it and getting through the artistic criticism of it and that. But everybody really, man, we got 4 really good writers in the band, so it makes it really easy where you don't, for once, man, I don't have to. I used to say to previous individuals, I used to say, I'm not Rumpelstiltskin and I can't spin your shit into gold. So now I'm in a place where these guys write and they know what I like to write to and sing to and that. And everybody's in that Deicide frame of mind, especially on this record. Taylor came in and he purposely recorded Steve's playing and that so he could write riffs around Steve's style of playing.
I think he's brilliant. Great guitar player.
He's amazing. And he's not only is he a great guitar player, he's just a fantastic dude too, man.
Right. He's just a cool human. Yeah.
He is. I've interviewed him and Jeremy twice. When I seen this, because I'm kind of Facebook friends with Taylor and Jeremy as well, and I seen the addition of Taylor, and I knew it was going to be such a great fit because he's, as you mentioned, he's not only amazing human, but his guitar playing is absolutely unreal. I knew it'd be.
He's a great writer, man. I mean, yeah, he writes great, man. Great lyricist, great writer, man. He's like you say, man. He's phenomenal, man. And the fact that he's like Kevin, man. Kevin too. I mean, it's like we finally have a team, man. Where I got all these team players now, and everybody is gung ho about doing this and. It's like really, man. It's like I have a great team of people with Jeremy running sound and Taylor playing guitar and a TM and yeah, man. We have a really great team now, man, of people, and it's like, yeah, man, we're unstoppable now. We sound incredible out there now, man. Incredible.
Yeah, you can tell that for also it's so clean sounding. The way you guys recorded it, you can hear the separation of all the instruments.
Yeah,
I thought it was great.
Well, I'll tell you what I did, this time around is in our previous albums, I kind of just like, yeah, what the fuck, because the record companies don't give a fuck. Why should I give a fuck? You know what I mean? And this time around,
Right.
I did give a fuck because we didn't have a deal. It was like me and Steve were like, let's write the record first, get a really great record written, and then go
Right.
shop it. This way then we could
Okay.
get, we could, dictate how we wanted it to go, either sell it outright or do a one album deal, licensing kind of thing. And
Sure.
when you do it like that, man, I mean, it gives you more, I mean, you're more likely to put a little bit more into it. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
it's your baby, and instead of you just slopping another one out to some label that don't give a fuck. So being
Right.
able to be able to, really, put, something like this together, it really, man, I mean, we went with as little compression as possible. We isolated, we
Yeah.
didn't use all these plugins, and we used Pro Tools, for what Pro Tools is, but we used real amps, real cabinets, real pedals, real microphones, we didn't use a bunch of modeling amps and all that bullshit. We actually,
Right.
you know, instead of cutting and pasting all the way through these songs, we actually like played through the songs and actually, instead of like cut and pasting vocals, I just would come back and like actually sing the fucking part again,
Right.
you know, and like that gives it a level, and it's like Jeremy being our sound man too, he captures our live sound, and so it's kind of like a live recording in a way, and we went with as
Yes.
least amount of compression so we could get that, because every record they bury it in fucking compression. They bury it in compression during the recording process, and then they fucking destroy
Yeah.
it in the mixing and mastering process with more compression. And
Right.
by that time, there's no separation. Everything sounds all fucking muddled together and shit. This time, I was like, we're not going to do it like that. We're going to do it with the least amount of compression as possible. And I want everybody's playing isolated so you can make out what everybody's fucking doing, and that it really worked out. It was more like a demo.
Success.
Like when I went to Josh
Yeah.
Wilbur, when Josh was going to master the record, mix it, it was like, listen, if you can't make this sound better than this, just tell me now and don't fuck with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Josh got where I was going with it, where I didn't want everything over compressed. I didn't, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of,
Yeah.
they sometimes, these engineers, they get in there and they think they're DJ douchebag and they start fucking fucking around on it. And next thing you know, it sounds like shit. So this
Right.
time around, it was like, let's keep it fucking honest and raw and real, like a fucking demo. And because that's what I was trying to capture is that old Tampa sound, that old Tampa demo sound, but with a little bit more
Yes.
modern, edge to it, a little more, use of technology. But, I went out and purposely bought all Neumann microphones from Germany, German Neumann mics that are
Oh
really the best
yeah.
in the fucking business. I bought all Neumann
Absolutely.
microphones. We mic'd Steve's kit. We mic'd all. I used the U87 on my vocals, and it came out great, man. I mean, so we put a little bit into it, you know what I mean? To the things that needed to be there, we made sure they were there, but we did it in a way where it was like almost like a live recording.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And that's you can tell that through the playing, and it's
Yeah.
like, man, they went guns a blazing on this record, and it shows. It really shows.
And the lead playing, dude, Kevin and Taylor's lead playing on the record is incredible, man. Those two just really work well together, man.
Hell yeah.
The guitar licks are absolutely insane, but it can also kind of sound like, you guys are all clicking and having fun. Like Overtures of Blasphemy was a great album. This one, you kind of feel like, you're really enjoying getting back into it. Some bands after 30
Yeah.
years kind of start tipping off a bit. With this one, you've just kind of come out of the fucking gates like a bull, you know what I mean? And going, here
Mm-hmm.
you fucking go. I'm not just, like, as you
Right.
mentioned, I'm not just releasing this album for some fucking label. I'm releasing it, for one, for myself because I'm enjoying this again, and two, for the fucking real fans out there that want to hear this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Like I say, man, record companies tend to fucking suck the life out of you, man, especially if you sign a multi-record deal with them. And and there's nothing more oppressive than to like say like my last deal with Century Media. I mean, no offense, but we signed a deal. How record companies say, "I'll blow smoke up your ass." Oh, we're gonna do this, do that, fucking bullshit. And you get in there and you find out that first record, now you owe these people 3 fucking records. You find out within the first record they don't give a fuck. They're not going to push it. And that really just fucking, as an artist, it robs me of my creativity. And it makes me not really want to fucking, I mean, it really, it stifles the fucking effort, when that it's not going to be, it's not going to get pushed. They're going to shelf the fuck, I mean? So it really just destroys your effort, in some way. I think it takes away from the project. But when you don't have a record company and you're putting together a record to sell on your own, yeah, man, it's really, it's like, everybody's putting their best out there. And I think it shows on this record, man. We knew we had something when we started tracking it. We were like, this is special,
it,
man.
This is the one. I tell you.
Yeah, it's a 13th studio album, and for me, and I know for a lot of fans out there, they've been praising this as kind of one of the best albums from you guys in so long. Since probably the debut, Legion, and for me, I come across you guys, I think, with the Serpents of the Light album, dude, and the first time I heard you, I was like, blowing a fucking I was like, what the fuck is this? Had to come back again, man. I was like, wow, now I fucking get it, man. And this album kind of brings me back to that moment that I kind of first heard you guys on that album. And that one is another seminal album, as with the Legion one, dude.
Yeah, when we first shopped it to the record label and that, I think we were at a show. I don't know if it was Cannibal or it was a Testament or some shit, man. Some show. We were down in St. Pete and the label flew in and they're, hanging out. And I said, well, you want to hear the rhythm tracks? And I put the headphones on them and yeah, man, it was immediately like, let's, whatever you guys want.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was kind of like, he was like, when you put it on, it's like your head starts banging. I don't know if it was Bury the Cross or one of those that I put on or Sever the Tongue, something like that. But when they heard that, there was like, I mean, with us, man, it's like, I like to write, I'm not a fan of that one-dimensional metal. I like stuff that's catchy and hooks and, shit that you can bang your head to. I want, that's what, I'm totally like, I hate ballads and shit like that. Anything that slows things down, I'm fucking totally against. I can't. It's like especially live, man. I don't want to play anything. I want to play everything that's like, I like to work Steve. Yeah.
I like that. That's cool. The are you doing? You're doing a run, correct? You guys are doing you've got an upcoming tour.
July we go out to Europe on the 25th to do the festival run out there, and then come back in U.S. and Canada in September, and then down to South America in November, and then Europe for a big one in April next year, I believe. And they're working on an Australian thing, I think, right now. So they're in talks to bring us back down there. So
that would be absolutely unreal. I actually had a huge supporter of our channel as well. We were having a chat to you, Mr. Glen Benton. He's a massive, massive fan, so I do have to give him a shout out. David Bidwell. He's got so many bloody shirts. I think he's got like 30, 40 odd Deicide shirts. He's like, give me a shout out and ask if Mr. Glen Benton's coming to Australia. So I know he would be absolutely rapt to hear you guys are in the works to come down to Australia. Yeah, man. Also remember, dude, I'm growing up, this guy, Troy McCuskey, got this big fucking Deicide Trifixian tattoo on his chest. I think he was about 16, man, in high school, dude. It was absolutely unreal, man. He was a huge fan, so a big shout out to him as well, dude.
Right on, man.
Also, how did the lyrics go? How'd you split up the tracks there? Because you all kind of wrote different lyrics for these tracks. So I'm keen to kind of know how you split them up, Glenn.
Indeed.
Well, I let everybody come to. I give because I want like writing records anymore, man. There's not like really money involved. It's just about like it's I mean, it's all pirated and shit. So there's no, I mean, you're lucky if you could pay the record recording cost off and that. But I want everybody to at least have an opportunity to make, money there, So that's why I let everybody write. And if they want to write lyrics, yeah, write lyrics. But as soon as I touch it, I own it. So I don't take. I give everybody their cuts, man. You know what I mean? I take a little bit on the lyrics, because when I've learned, like when I did the Vital shit, man, back in the day, that it's like I need to be a little more proactive with protecting my talent and my work, and so I'm not working for free. So Kevin and Taylor, man, like I say, instead of charging people performance fees to do their material, like I say, if I have to touch it and start changing words, and I'm at the microphone rewriting your shit like some people I know, yeah, I'm gonna take a cut. You know what I mean? But I have to put my spin on it, man, because not everybody, I have to make it me, and that's what I normally do. So, but I give everybody their publishing, and so everybody gets an equal cut. You know what I mean? This way, it makes it it's fair like that, because back in the old days, what caused problems is that, we were splitting up publishing and shit with people who weren't writing. You know what I mean? They were like getting, me and Steve doing all the writing, and people were getting paid for our shit. So now I have things now running like a fine machine. Everybody gets to write, everybody gets to pay, and nobody's complaining. Everybody is like an equal partner in the band, getting paid on the residuals. And it works better that way, man. You know what I mean? There's no hard feelings, coming from anybody, And I like it like that. Everybody's, you say, man, I have a great team of people. Everybody's happy,
That's perfect.
Exactly. And the state of the music scene at the moment, it's absolute fucking kind of shit, as you mentioned. You know what I mean? No one's listening. Well, I'm still listening to albums. I know some of us metalheads are still listening to albums. This Banished By Sin is an absolute great album, man. But, some of these fucking classic albums, yours like Legion, Serpents to the Light, and your debut, it's sad, because if they come out in this generation, I don't think people would fucking fully grasp how good it is. So I'm really hoping people do go out and actually buy this album and fucking support it, because yourself as a musician, you kind of hit the nail on the head there. You work your fucking ass off. You bring out this amazing album. You're basically like, here you go, people. Take my music for free, and hopefully you go buy a fucking shirt and an album on the back end, or at least come and support me on the tour. So not only you got...
You know what? I mean, that's the best you could hope for. I mean, what's the biggest kick in the nuts for everybody in the business now is that you give everybody the record for free, and then they want to tell you how horrible it is. Well, you didn't pay for it. It's like going to a restaurant, eating a steak, and be like, you know what? I loved it, but I'm going to tell them I hate it. It's like, it's a weird fucking world. It's like, and it's like, you know what? It's like, if you, I mean, I don't know, man. It's like everybody with the internet, man, everybody has an opinion now. And I like the world better when everybody kept their opinions to themselves, because, opinions are like assholes, and we all have one. Got one. And they all stink.
Right.
So I'm like I can say, man, here it is, enjoy it, and fuck off, It's like, what else am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to be like waiting to hear your fucking, like, do you like it? Do you hate it? Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? There it is. Take it or leave it. Go fuck yourself,
Exactly. I don't understand why they fucking do it, and why they feel the need to, everyone feels the need to have this fucking podium. If you don't like something, just move on. It's much easier. I'd rather talk about shit I love.
Everybody, you know what? Everybody thinks they're a fucking movie critic and a fucking entertainment critic. And it's like,
God.
It's like you're 17 years old, you don't go out of the house, you're a recluse, you're whacking off my mom's couch in the basement, shit. And it's like, now you're a music critic.
All of a sudden. And,
I just wake up one day and I miraculously can fly an airplane. Yeah.
Right. God. It's awful. And it's like, it is. It's like when you see an analyst on a sport, not knocking all of it, like on a, they're watching a hockey game or something, and they're like, well, what they should have done was this. Yeah, you're not on the ice or on the field getting the crap beat out of you. You're not actually doing it.
You know what? We live in an age of hindsight, man. Everybody is about hindsight. What you should have did, what you could have done, what you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
It's like, I don't know, man. I personally don't read the fucking reviews. I don't read any of this shit.
No.
I don't give a fuck, man. I mean, I say whatever the fuck. I get in trouble for fucking taking shots at people, and I just mean it in jest, man. But you can't even joke around anymore because if you say anything like, I mean, I got shit for the Weezer comment and shit. It's like, I like Weezer, you know what I mean? It's nothing against Weezer or anything. It's just that the kids today in metal. I mean, you don't have anybody looking like Aussie or Lemmy or Dio or like these prolific metal gods. Everybody looks like they just got off of a fucking shift at the local tire factory. And nobody puts any effort into it. That's all I was trying to say. But everybody's feelings got fucking hurt. And I got the Weezer guys are all probably crying and plotting against me now.
That's funny as hell, dude.
Funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This has been an absolute pleasure, Glenn. We're going to let you get the rest of these interviews, mate. Thank you so very much, my friend. Do you have any last words, shout-outs, thank yous, or anything else you'd like to add?
I'll see everybody down there soon, man. I'll see you all soon, brother. Take care, man. See you.
Front row center down under. Cheers, Glenn.
Absolutely.
Cool, man.
Oi, you're tuned in to Jai That Aussie Metal Guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.